Yo, what is going on, guys? Bruin Steel here. Welcome back to another WWE broadcast. I'm your host, Bruin Steel, and I am recapping the Friday Night Smackdown that took place on April 25th, 2025, and it took place in the Dawkins Arena in Fort Worth, Texas. And before we start this broadcast, just want to let you guys know that my good friend Canadian Yorker will not be able to make it for this broadcast, and I apologize for the late video. I'm doing this on a very, very late Monday night. Monday Night Raw just ended, so hopefully I'll be able to do that broadcast with Canadian Yorker tomorrow night. So, but yeah, let's get started. So, to start off the show, we got John Cena. John Cena music and a loud John Cena sucks chant from the crowd. The ring announcer, Mark Nash, introduces Cena to the ring, and Cena comes out with the Undisputed WWE Championship backwards around his waist, holding his last time his down towel behind his head. He gets in the ring and raises the title in the air and points to the ring announcer, Mark Nash, who gets to the ring. Cena hands him a piece of paper, and the fans chant, "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks." Nash looks at Cena, who is looking at the crowd. Cena walks around the ring and shakes his head. Nash reads off the paper, "My sincere apologies. I have been informed again that my announcement has been deemed disrespectful. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the greatest of all time, the 17th gracing Fort Worth with it present for the final time, the last real champion, John Cena." The fans boo as Cena raised the belt in the air. As Cena is about to speak, Randy Orton music hits, and out he comes to the ring with the fans singing his theme song. Orton asks for a microphone and looks at Cena as the fan chant, "Randy." Cena holds the title belt up, and the fan boo him. Orton asks Cena if he knows what he found out. In a couple of months, it will be 25 years to the day since they first shook hands. Orton tells Cena he has known him for 25 years, and he means that as a compliment. Cena never changed. He was always about hustle, loyalty, and respect. It was way of life. He began to think, and he realized that there was a void in Cena's life, and he started to think. Orton says he thought about the fans over the years, the millions and millions of kids who looked up to him since day one, all the days that he motivated and was a role model for the kids, set goals because of him, track and field, on the court, in classrooms. Generation of kids looked up to Cena. Surely that means something to Cena. Orton tells Cena that he granted more wishes than anyone in the history of the Grant and Wish Foundation. Orton tells Cena that he knows him too well, and Cena can't tell him that every kid left with a piece of his heart. They were not just a number, and Orton figured out how to fill in the void. He tells Cena that Cena needs to have some kids. Orton asks to imagine little square jawed, thick Cena is running around. The world would be a better place, and tells Cena to have kids, grow up, and be a better human being. Cena tells Orton, "How dare you?" He tells Orton that he is a parent, shaming him, and he congratulates him for having children and loving them. Cena tells Orton the real reason he doesn't have kids is because he spent the last 25 years raising yours, says Cena as he looked into the camera, and by the sound of everyone tonight, he has done an impeccable job. He said for the last 25 years, he had been a better parent to his kids than the parents could ever have. He looks at a kid in the crowd and tells him that his dad is a loser. The kid flips Cena off, and Cena tells him he is really classy. Cena tells Orton that he has been polishing brat for the quarter of a century. He tells the kid never bring a knife to a gunfight, and his dad probably never taught him that. Orton tells them that the fans are the reason why he's in Hollywood right now and crushing it. Without WWE, there's no Hollywood, and without the fans, there's no WWE. No matter the mask, the fans are the biggest reason why Cena is standing in the ring with him. Orton says he has made a lot of mistakes, but he can go back, hold his head high, and he gets respect. He's a piece of furniture. He's here to stay, but Cena is a guest. Cena tells Orton they all have their perspective. He used to believe Orton in that without fans there's no WWE, that they won together, but he's wrong. He never needed a single one of the fans. They will chant, "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks," and the fans began to chant that. Cena says, "Imagine being told you suck for 25 years. He says Orton's just like the fans, all hypocrites. Cena says that if the roles are reversed and he put his energy into anything but the WWE, he's an outcast and a guest. This is why this is dysfunctional, why it's not a functional relationship. They are all manipulating the truth because they have done nothing in their lives. Cena points to a fan and says all the fans have done is dress like Jack Black. He's 100 years old and that all the fans have to stay for his life. Cena says he gets criticized and labeled as an outcast for trying to do something different. Orton tells him that Orton was stupid to come out and think that in this weird world, Cena would listen to what he is saying. He says that before Cody music hits, we hear Cody says wrestling has more than one family. Cody is just not talking about Cody's family, but his family too. Wrestling has given Orton everything too. It has provided him his children too. He tells Cena he won't ruin wrestling, and Cena tells him to shut his mouth. He tells Orton that Orton does not understand. Cena said he already won 17. Orton has won 14, but after Cena takes it home, Orton is forever frozen at 14. There will be another show, other matches. They will create some tinfoil champion, and if Orton wins it, Orton's counter starts at 1. What is he trying to do when he leaves? To try to make sure 3 generations of Orton's family is erased. Orton rubs his hand and the fans chant RKO. Orton tells Cena to prove that he is the last real champion and put his title on the line right now. Cena raises the belt and says no, and just like so many times over the last 25 years, he is doing it to save Orton's ass. Cena says there should be a match. Randy Orton against John Cena for the Undisputed Championship, but it should not happen here. It should happen at Backlash because Backlash is in St. Louis because Orton is from St. Louis. Cena tells Orton he can spend the whole day with his family, be well rested and at his best because he needs Randy Orton at his best because after Backlash, when Orton fails, Orton has no excuse. Cena tells Orton to take good look. This is what the last real champion looks like. Cena tells Orton that this is the closest as Orton has ever been. Cena throws the belt at Orton, who catches it, but Cena with a right hand. Orton goes down and Cena begins kicking him. Cena grabs the belt. Orton gets up. Cena swings. Orton dunks and Orton hits him with a RKO. The fans chant Randy as he grabs the Undisputed title and raises it up in the air as the music hits. Wow, guys. The opening segment, rivalry has been renewed. Randy Orton and John Cena. I can tell you, I've been watching WWE for so long, and this right here has to be one of my favorite rivalries growing up. One of my favorite rivalries growing up watching, and for the first time ever, we have a heel Cena versus a babyface Randy Orton, because obviously growing up, I'm so used to seeing a babyface John Cena versus a heel Orton, but the role has been reversed, guys. It is finally happening. At Backlash is going to be Randy Orton versus John Cena for the Undisputed WWE Championship. So I can't wait for that. But we got to see what happens, man. This is going to be unbelievable. I think John Cena could possibly retain. Honestly, it could go either way. Alright, so moving on to the first match of the Friday Night Smackdown, we got Legado del Fantasma, Angelo and Berto versus a returning Axiom and Nathan Frazer. So Axiom and Nathan Frazer has been called up to the main roster. Berto and Axiom starts the match. Axiom with a Hurricano followed by a drop kick. Nathan is tagged in as a double team Berto, who falls to the outside of the ring. In comes Angel and they double team him into the outside of the ring. Fraxiom with a double suicide dive to the outside. Nathan gets back into the ring and lands a running senton over the top rope onto both men. Axiom gets back in the ring and lands a moonsault off the top rope. Nathan throws Berto back in the ring. He goes for a cover, but Berto kicks out. Axiom is tagged back in. He gets Berto in a headbutt and throws him into the ropes. Angel is tagged in. Axiom runs to the ropes, but Angel lowers the middle rope and Axiom falls to the outside of the ring. Nathan runs to the ropes and takes down Berto down with a forearm, a sling blade, followed by a standing senton. He goes for the cover, but Berto kicks out. He grabs Berto, but Berto with a kick to the side of the head. Angel is tagged in and he kicks Nathan in the face. He goes for the cover, but Nathan kicks out. Berto is tagged back in and Nathan is placed on the top rope. Legado del Fantasma climb the top second rope. They lift Nathan up in an MTY. Berto with a moonsault off the top rope. He goes for the cover, but Axiom gets into the ring and pushes Angel on them, breaking the cover. Axiom and Angel are tagged in. Angel with a knee to the face, but Axiom with the kick to the head. Angel with a headbutt, and both men are down. Angel climbed the top rope, but Axiom with a kick to the side of the head. Both men on the top floor. Nathan tags himself, and Axiom with a Spanish fly. Nathan climbs to the top rope and lands a Phoenix Splash. He goes for the cover and gets the pin. Axiom and Nathan Frazer gets the win, defeating Legado del Fantasma, Angelo and Berto, by pinfall. So, wow, what a match. Welcome to Smackdown, Axiom and Nathan Fraxiom. I can't understand why they dropped the NXT Tag Team titles. I think that's because they were getting called out to the main roster. And that's exactly what they did. So it was great to see Fraxiom team up. Obviously, I love what they did in NXT. They're great. They're unbelievable tag team. So they get the big win over Legado del Fantasma by pinfall. So yeah. Alright, moving on. We got Tiffany Stratton. It's Tiffy time. WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton. It's Tiffy time. Comes out to the fans cheering. She says at WrestleMania it was Tiffy time. She went toe-to-toe with one of the greatest of all time, Charlotte Flair. The fans boo, and Tiffany said there were times where she doubted herself, but in the end she prevailed and walked out of the WrestleMania still champion. Tiffany says she was told that she's the next Charlotte Flair, but that is wrong. There may be only one Charlotte Flair, but there is only one Tiffany Stratton. Jade Cargill's music hits and out she comes. Jade tells Tiffany to cut it. Jade came out to give credit where it's due. Her match against Flair was impressive, but that did nothing but create a bigger target on her back. And since business is finished with Naomi, she was nothing but time. She thinks it's time for her to remind everyone why she came to WWE, for everyone to see why she came to be a champion, and for Tiffany to understand that just because she beat Flair, that does not mean she is the best, especially since she hasn't faced her. Stratton tells her to put her money where her mouth is and to get a referee out right now. So yeah, Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. I was like, oh, okay, is Jade gonna go after Tiffany? Like, Jade said he's obviously done with Naomi, but I didn't believe it at first. But yeah, so we got Tiffany Stratton going one-on-one with Jade Cargill. Jade with a waist lock takedown, but Tiffany gets back on her feet. Tiffany with a headlock, and Jade pushes her to the ropes. Jade with a shoulder tackle. Tiffany gets back up, and Jade goes for the suplex, but Tiffany lands on her feet. She rolls Jade up, but Jade kicks out. Both women back to their feet. Tiffany extends her hand, and Jade shakes it. Tiffany with a headlock and to the rope, but Jade with the arm dragged down Jade down. She runs towards Jade, but Jade with a backbreaker. Jade runs towards Tiffany, but Tiffany with a drop toe hold, and she lands a running hip attack. She runs towards Jade, but Jade with a spinebuster. She goes for the cover, but Tiffany kicks out. Jade goes for the knee to the face. Tiffany ducks and goes for the cover, but Jade kicks out. Tiffany with a spinebuster. She goes for the corner, but Jade kicks out. Tiffany with a back elbow to the face in the corner, and Jade falls to the mat. Tiffany goes for the cover, but Jade kicks out. Tiffany throws Jade into the corner and lands another elbow. She goes for the cover, but Jade kicks out. Tiffany with a rolling senton. She goes to the prettiest moonsault. Tiffany slips, but gets back up, goes for a moonsault. Jade moves out of the way. Tiffany lands on her feet. Tiffany runs to the rope and goes for the cartwheel Alabama slam, but Jade catches her and lands a powerbomb. She goes for the cover, but Tiffany kicks out. Jade grabs her for Jaded. Tiffany lands on her feet and lands a dropkick. She goes for the cover, but Jade kicks out. Tiffany climbs the top rope, but Jade gets to the rope. Jade with a suplex off the second rope. Tiffany rolls to the ring apron, and out comes Naomi. She gets in the ring and forearms on Jade, and the referee calls for the bell. So Jade Cargill defeats Tiffany Stratton by disqualification because Naomi attacked Jade Cargill. Naomi throws Jade into the ring post, and fans boo. Tiffany gets in the ring, and Naomi backs away and leaves the ring. But a returning Nia Jax comes from behind and attacks Tiffany. Nia with a leg drop, followed by Annihilator. Nia raises the WWE Women's Championship in the air and throws it onto Tiffany, who is down on the mat. So, welcome back, Nia Jax. But, come on, man. You guys did not see this coming. I knew Nia Jax wasn't done with Tiffany Stratton. You know, they did face one-on-one, but it ended in a disqualification. they have to be doing this at Backlash, guys. Nia Jax versus Tiffany for the title at Backlash. They could be doing it, but then I just gotta say this: if they are doing it, I want to see Tiffany retain, man. Nia Jax winning the title. I mean, come on, man. Tiffany needs a longer reign. I don't know, but my gut feeling is saying that Nia might retain. It just, we have to see if this match is official. They might just do it. They might just do a match on Friday Night Smackdown. That's just that. But we have to see what happens, man. So yeah. Excuse me. Moving on, we got Jacob Fatu music hitting, and out he comes with Solo Sikoa. Fatu comes out with the United States Championship around his neck. The fans chant Fatu as Solo introduces Fatu as the new United States Champion. Solo said that at WrestleMania everyone saw what he already knew, and that is that Jacob Fatu is the future. He is the future of this company. Solo said that no one wanted Jacob here except for him. They thought he was trouble, too much of a risk, but the one who changed that and made it all happen was him. He's the reason that Fatu is the champion. He is the one that brought him here and took him to the promised land. He said this is what happens when you love your family. As Solo continued to speak, Fatu takes the mic away from him. The fans chant Fatu and tells Solo not to get it twisted. He told Solo that he was going to win the title. He told him that the U.S. title was coming home to the family, and he told him that he was going to do it with him or without him. Fatu said that is what he did. Fatu tells the fans to look out at the new United States champion. He said that he knows that this title makes him America's most wanted, that it makes him a menace to society. But at the end of the day, Solo better get it where he fits because he is all gas, no breaks with it. LA Knight's music hits and out he comes. He tells them, let me talk to ya, and begins walking down the ring. He said that at WrestleMania, Fatu ate a BFT, but Fatu grabbed the rope during the pin. After that, Fatu was able to beat him. Credit where it's due. It can happen to anyone, and anyone can get it. But he walked back, and everyone said he had a hell of a match, but he's not worried about that. He's worried about winning it and taking it to belt. He tells Fatu that he wants his rematch, and he wants it right now. They get interrupted by Drew McIntyre. By the way, Drew McIntyre defeated Damian Priest at WrestleMania in the Sin City Street Fight. Drew McIntyre tells the fan that he is not always easy being Drew McIntyre. Personally, it is. Being tall, jacked, handsome, and having some big guts. But professionally, he gets screwed every title match. But at WrestleMania, he beat Damian Priest in one of the most violent matches in WrestleMania history. Drew tells Priest thanks him because he is an absolute pleasure to embarrass him in front of his family. Drew said the next plan was to challenge John Cena for the title, but Orton jumped the line. The same Orton he beat a few weeks ago. He asked if it's the World Wrestling Entertainment or World Depot Tournament. Drew says Cena is a punk now. Drew wants to fight the baddest dog in the yard. He wants to fight the baddest champion. He tells Fatu that he wants to fight him. LA Knight says blah 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 blah, and for someone to wake him up, Drew says the only joke around here was LA Knight's last U.S. title run. LA Knight said he would say Drew's last title run was a joke, but he can't remember it. He tells Drew that if he has a problem with Orton, to go talk to Orton, but now it's his time. If Drew thinks he deserves the U.S. title so bad, to come in and show him. Drew agrees and gets into the ring, but out comes Adam Pearce. He tells him to go to the back, put the belts and boots, because it will be Drew McIntyre against LA Knight, and the winner is the number one contender for the United States Championship. So wow, winner Drew and LA Knight for the United States Championship. That's just that. Drew obviously thought he was done with Damian Priest. I kind of had a feeling the rivalry has been going for a while, obviously, so we have to see what happens. So moving on to the next match. Women's United States Championship. Chelsea Green with Piper Niven and Alba Fire versus Zelina Vega. I love this match. Let's go. Green goes after Vega, but Vega moves out of the way. Zelina Vega rolls her up, but Chelsea kicks out. Zelina Vega on the ring apron, and she grabs Chelsea, tripping her up. Alba Fire and Pimper distracts Zelina Vega, and Chelsea Green drops kicks her to the outside of the ring. Chelsea distracts the referee as Pimper and Alba double team Zelina Vega. Both women on the second rope, and Vega German suplexes Green. Both women back up, and Vega with a clothesline. Chelsea down to the corner, and Vega with a running knee to the face. Vega climbs the second race and lands to the Metro. She goes for the cover, but Green kicks out. Elbow fire gets on a ring apron, and Vega knocks her down. Vega turns around, and Green with a kick to the face. She goes for I'm Pretty Her, but Vega with a backstabber. Vega goes for the 619, but she trips Vega up. The referee catches late, and elbow fire grabs Vega. The referee kicks him away from the ring. Chelsea with a right hand from behind, and she throws Vega to the ropes. Vega with a cold wrench. She goes for the cover, gets the pin. Brand new Women's United States Champion Zelina Vega defeats Chelsea Green. Let's go. Oh my gosh, you deserve it. Oh my god, about time that bitch dropped the title. Oh my god, yes, I can't believe it. No, she cannot win it back, man. I swear to fucking god. She cannot win it back. People are saying that she's going to challenge Tiffany Stratton. Fuck no. She can just be a lonely, pathetic woman without any title. She can just retire. She can just do whatever the fuck she wants. She can just do a singles feud. She can bring back this 24/7 championship. That's just that. Oh yeah. So Zelina Vega, man, I want to pop champagne bottles because you finally beat her. Zelina Vega beats that bitch and wins the new Women's United States Championship. Let's go. Oh my god. And if Chelsea Green asks for a rematch, I hope you beat her again, Zelina. Let's go, Zelina. Let's go. Woo! I'm so happy. Pathetic. Worst reign. Worst title reign ever, man. Like, Michan should have beat her earlier, because if it wasn't for Elbow Fire, Michan should be the United States Champion. But now it's Zelina Vega. Let's go. I'm just telling you, Zelina Vega is going to have a better title reign than that bitch. So, that's just that. Alright, so, moving on. We got The Miz standing in the ring. He says since 2007, he has been a internal part of WrestleMania, but this year, he had no match, no mention, nowhere to be found. He said in the main event of WrestleMania, he beating John Cena, retaining the WWE Championship, something that Cody Rhodes could not do. And yet Cody Rhodes gets the cheers, the pyro, the spotlight. He gets it. Cody was champion, but when Rey Mysterio come hobbling in at WrestleMania, he goes to someone who has been there for 2 weeks. Miz has been there for 20 years. He asks himself if he has to wear a Lucia mask and calls him Rey. Owens goes down, and the fans want someone who's an internet meme, someone who's an internet trend. He is sick of tired of people showing up in WWE, people that can't lace his boots in the ring. He is tired of them getting opportunity. He is an A-lister, the most must-see WWE superstar of all time. He is The Miz, and he is awesome. The lights go black, and we see Aleister Black. Welcome back, Aleister Black, rising in the screen. He begins walking to the ring. He rolls into the ring and sits down in the middle of the ring. Black stands up as the ring comes up down. The fans chant, "Welcome back," and cheer. The Miz asks him, "Who the hell do you think you..." And then Black, with a spinning kick to the face, takes Miz down. Black sits back down in the middle of the ring as his music hits and the lights go dark. Welcome back, Aleister Black. And how fitting, guys. How fitting that Zelina Vega won the championship, the U.S. Championship, with her husband, Aleister Black, returning. That's just unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. That's just unbelievable, man. But moving on, shout out to Bianca Belair. She has a few broken fingers. She's going to take I think she has a break, so... but anyways, we got Drew McIntyre versus LA Knight, number one contenders match for the WWE United States Championship. So a collar and elbow tie up, but Drew with a waist lock takedown. LA Knight gets back to his feet, and another collar and elbow tie up. LA Knight with a waist lock, and down goes Drew. LA Knight slaps him across the head. Both men back to the feet. Drew to the ropes, and he lands a shoulder tackle. Drew back to the ropes, and LA Knight with a back elbow followed by a backdrop. He goes for the cover, but Drew kicks out. LA Knight grabs Drew, but Drew with a chop to the chest. Right hand by Drew, and he runs towards LA Knight, but LA Knight moves out of the way. and Drew to the outside of the ring. LA Knight to the outside and he grabs Drew, but Drew pushes him away and he gets back to the ring. LA Knight on the ring apron, but Drew hangs him up on the ropes. Drew with a shoulder tackle and LA bounces off and onto the barricade. Drew holding his wrists and the referee begins to 10 count. But LA Knight gets back to the ring. Drew was a brainbuster and he goes for the cover, but LA Knight kicks out. Drew gets LA Knight in the corner and lands a chop to the chest. Right hands and kicks by Drew in the corner. Drew goes for a suplex, but LA Knight blocks it and LA Knight with a suplex. LA Knight with a Russian leg sweep followed by a jumping neck breaker. He goes for a cover, but Drew kicks out. LA Knight grabs Drew, but with a Glasgow kick, he goes for the Future Shock DDT, but LA Knight rolls up to him, but Drew kicks out. LA Knight with a jumping, leaping elbow off the top rope. He goes for the cover, but Drew kicks out. LA Knight goes for the BFT, but Drew lands on his feet and he gets on the apron. LA Knight trips him up and Drew to the outside. LA Knight slams Drew's hand into the announce table. LA Knight throws Drew back in the ring and with the referee looking at Drew. Solo Sikoa gets in the ringside and hits LA Knight with a Samoan spike. He throws LA Knight back in the ring. Drew looks confused and about to go for a Claymore, but Damian Priest comes out and grabs Drew. The referee calls for the bell as the Priest throws him into the barricade. Drew McIntyre defeats LA Knight by disqualification. Does that mean Drew McIntyre gets to face Jacob Fatu for the title? Technically, since Drew McIntyre won by disqualification. They didn't announce anything like that. Priest chokeslams Drew for the announce table. LA Knight and Damian Priest argue on the outside, and out of nowhere, where Jacob Fatu with a suicide dive on both men, he throws them back into the ring and lands a running hip attack onto LA Knight. Fatu with a jump up moonsault on LA Knight. He hits Priest with a running hip attack, followed up by a jump up moonsault. Fatu grabs the United States Championship in the ring, and fans chant Fatu as his music plays. I definitely can see Jacob Fatu turning into a babyface. I don't think it's going to happen yet. Obviously, there's tension between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. I think later on, maybe Solo turns or Jacob attacks Solo. You can have Jacob Fatu feuding with the Solo for the United States Championship. You can have Jacob Fatu turning face. You can have Solo be the heel. You know, anything could happen. I don't think it's going to be quick. I think it's something, storyline. I think it's going to be a storyline moving forward. Obviously, I like to see a baby face. I mean, it's clear as days, guys. People are chanting Fatu. Fatu. I mean, he could be a tweener in like the next couple of weeks. He can probably, I still they're aiming for a Jacob Fatu versus Solo feud. And you have Tama Tonga who's out, Tama Lola who's out. Them coming back will have that storyline, that bloodline storyline between Solo and Jacob more interesting because you have babyface Jacob Fatu, you have a heel. Which side will they pick? Tama Tonga will have to choose a side. Tama Lola will have to pick a side. It's bloodline war again. Like, that's just that. But anyways, moving on to the main event. Oh my god, the main event. Triple threat TLC match, tag team match. Tables, ladders, and chairs tag team match. The Street Profits versus the Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY. Holy shit, I was watching this on stream. I was watching it live. Oh my god, what a fucking match. DIY in control early on as they take both teams down in the ring. DIY to the outside and grab a ladder, but the Motor City Machine Guns with a baseball slide, and the ladder hits DIY in the face. The Motor City Machine Guns with right hands onto the Street Profits in the ring. In come DIY, but they're taken out by the Motor City Machine Guns. DIY and the Street Profits to the outside of the ring. Sabin with a suicide dive to the outside, but Gargano hits him with a chair in the head. Gargano hits Shelly with a chair on the other side of the ring. Dawkins pushes Simpa over the announce table. He grabs Gargano, lifts him up, and hits him head first into the ring post. Dawkins slides the ladder into the ring and sets her up in the middle of the ring. The fans chant, "We want tables." Chris Sabin jumps onto the back of Dawkins, and Dawkins begins to climb the ladder. Dawkins knocks Sabin down, and in comes Shelly, and he delivers a dragon screw, taking him down. And in comes Gargano, but the Motor City Machine Guns double team him. Gargano is thrown into the ladder. In comes Simpa, and they double team him. In comes Montez forward, but they push the ladder onto him. Dawkins gets in the ring and he knocks them both down with right hands. Dawkins moves the ladder and places it into the ring apron. Dawkins with a 360 splash on the Motor City Machine Guns. Dawkins climbs the top rope, but they trip him up and gets him to a tree flu. The Motor City Machine Guns to the outside. Sabin grabs the chair and they get it back to the ring. Sabin places the chair in the front of the face of Dawkins, and Shelley with a baseball dropkick to the head. Ford gets into the ring. Sabin places a chair in front of his face, and Shelley with a dropkick off the top rope onto the chair, hitting Ford's face first. Gargano grabs Shelley to the outside, and Simba grabs Sabin, throwing him into the barricade. Both teams on the outside. Montez Ford with a flying senton over the top rope and onto both teams. Ford grabs the ladder and slides it into the ring. He places it under the belts and begins to climb the ladder. Simba gets back in the ring and he climbs the opposite side of the ladder. Gargano with the ladder in the ring and he places it next to Ford and Simba. Ford tries to grab the belts, but Simba with the right hands. Gargano jumps from one ladder and lands a twisted fate lateral on Ford onto the mat. In comes Dawkins and he pulls Simba down. Dawkins starts to climb the ladder, but in comes DIY. Gargano climbs the ladder, but Dawkins with a silencer off the ladder and onto the mat. Simba throws one of the ladders to the outside and begins to climb the other ladder. In comes Sabin, and he's on the ladder. Dawkins pushes them both off the ladder and onto the ropes. Shelley gets into the ring, and he throws Dawkins to the outside. Simba grabs the chair and hits both Shelley and Sabin with it. He places the chair around Shelley's neck, and Gargano hits Shelley's neck with another chair. Simba with a brainbuster and Sabin onto the chair. In comes Dawkins, but DIY double team him with chairs. Gargano places two chairs opposed each other. They go to suplex Dawkins, but Ford grabs Simba to the outside. Dawkins with a right hand onto Gargano, and he slammed into the chair. The Street Profits are standing in the ring, and they slap each other like the Dudley Boys again. Get them tables! The Street Profits to the outside of the ring, and they slide a table into the ring. Ciampa gets on the ring apron. Ford with a super kick, and Dawkins gets Ciampa on his shoulders, and Ford with a blackbuster, and he lands onto everyone on the outside of the ring. The fans are chanting, "This is awesome." Ford grabs a prosthetic leg from the fan and hits Gargano with it. Ford throws the leg back to the fan, and he bridges the ladder between the barricade and the ring. Ciampa throws Ford into the ladder face first. DIY slams Shelley into the ring apron. Sabin hits Dawkins from behind with a chair and places him on the table on the outside of the ring. Ciampa sets up a table on the outside next to the bridge ladder. Shelley throws Gargano face first into the ring steps. Sabin climbs the top rope and he lands a splash of Dawkins through the table on the outside of the ring. Montez Ford places Ciampa on the table on the outside of the ring. Ford gets back in the ring and he runs, letting a senton over the rope and onto Ciampa through the table. The fans chant, "This is awesome." All six men are down in the outside of the ring. Ford and Gargano are the first ones to their feet. They get back to the ring, and Ford with a kick to the side of the head. Ford climbs the top rope. Ciampa pulls him down onto the ring apron and hits him with a big boot. Ciampa gets Ford on his shoulders and lands white noise for the bridge's ladder. Holy shit. Gargano places the ladder under the belts in the ring, but in comes Shelley, who grabs him by the leg. Gargano with right hands, and he knocks Shelley down. Sabin gets on the apron. Gargano gets on the ring apron, but the Motor City Machine Guns with kicks to the face. There's a table outside. Sabin grabs Gargano, and they land skull and bone through the table. Holy shit. Ciampa gets back to the ring and begins to climb the ladder. He gets a hand on one of the belts, but the Motor City Machine Guns move the ladder, and Ciampa is hanging on the belts. The Motor City Machine Guns hits him with steel chairs. They place a table underneath Ciampa, and Dawkins climbs the ladder in the corner. Dawkins spears Ciampa in midair through the table. The Motor City Machine Guns place the ladder underneath the belt, and Shelley begins to climb. In comes Gargano, and he hits Sabin with the chair. He throws the chair onto Shelley, hitting him in the head. Gargano climbs the ladder, and so does Sabin. Both men get to the top of the ladder, and they hit each other with right hands. Sabin knocks Gargano down. Ford with a springboard on the ladder, he knocks Sabin down. Ford gets his hand on the belt, but Gargano trips him down. Gargano climbs the ladder, but Sabin gets him back on the ladder. Ford gets to his feet, and he climbs the ladder from the inside out. Ford knocks them both down. Ford hits at the top of the ladder, and he grabs both belts. Wow. The Street Profits are still your World Tag Team Champions. Wow, what a TLC match. This match was great. Oh, it was awesome. It was great. It was insane. I mean, why couldn't this match, guys? Why couldn't this match be on WrestleMania? Why wasn't this on WrestleMania, Triple H? This would be a banger if this was at WrestleMania. I just don't understand that. But man, the Street Profits survived, and you're still your WWE World Tag Team Champions. Holy shit. This was this was an insane, unbelievable TLC match. Kudos to both kudos to all three teams. Oh my god. But anyways, that would do it for Friday Night Smackdown. Like I said, I apologize for the late video, and let's go to the grading. Like I said, that TLC match was amazing. I love that bitch Chelsea Green lost her title. I'm gonna give this an A. I'm giving this an A. That's my grading. But anyways, my name is Bruce Steele. If you haven't done so, like, subscribe. Be sure to check out my friend Canadian Yorker's YouTube channel. Link will be in the description, as well as our WWE Wrestling Bros channel. Link will also be in the description of this video as well. And that will do it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Bruce Steele. See you guys later, and I'll see you guys in the next broadcast. See you guys later.